Welcome back to a Setup Podcast. I got my co-host Mark here. I am Victor. How are you feeling, Mark?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good. I see what you feel. So I feel what you feel. I had to join you. So as you can see, both of us.
We didn't go on vacation or nothing. We didn't.
We're one of those people.
Yeah. It's like, I just got back.
Shirts.
I didn't have time to change.
This is all I have.
This is what they wear in Honolulu. So this is an everyday thing. This is business attire.
Exactly. This is what they casually wear everywhere. You know, you go to dinner, you wear this. You go to sleep, you wear this.
Can you imagine sleeping in this? I feel like I'd wake up, this shirt would be like backwards.
Facts, yo. It'd be choking you.
But so we shot. I mean, this will be last week's video, the Thursday video, where I shot wearing this shirt in blue, and I was like, I feel like I kept wearing just a white shirt or a black shirt, so I was like, let me try to switch it up, and Mark was just like thrown off by it.
I was.
And now, next day, here we are.
I had to match his style. I knew he said he was gonna wear this, so I was like, I can't show up in a black or white shirt or anything similar. So I'm like, this has to be something equivalent. So
yeah. So I'm just like waiting in my car. I see him open the door. He's just like,
I'm like, yeah, you see what I pulled out with. You already know the vibes. It's a little sunny, not as hot. I had a crazy hurricane storm yesterday. That rain was insane. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I was actually at the Xfinity Live watching the game.
I was very upset.
Yeah, the game, right?
Yeah. How was Xfinity Live?
It was lit. You know, like a lot of people were there. I was there with some friends, and we were just, chilling. We were eating, just before, like, while the game was playing and whatnot. And then, like, when the rain started, like, so that's the thing. Like, where we were kind of outside, like, towards the side of the building or whatever. And there was, there was other people around eating or whatever. So we had this one group that was, like, literally next to us on the other bench. We had another group that was literally next to us on the other side. And then kind of, like, towards, like, to go back inside more up, like, one of the closer, like, benches, there was, like, a whole group full of girls there. And yeah, by the time that storm came, like, and it was kind of also when the game had started. From there to when the storm came, they just, I guess, got really lit. And then when the water and the rain started hitting, bro, they was just like tweaking. Like,
what you mean?
Like, they were just freaking. They were like drunk, like they were lit. So they were like, dancing and all this. Some of them even went in the rain and was just like dancing. I'm just like
doing it for Lil Saint real quick.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? And I was like, yo,
what they serve you at Xfinity Live? That you was just that turned that early.
I don't know. They had like also. Like one of those, I don't know what the actual name for it is, but the big ass Johns with all, like, with beer in it.
Yeah, it's like the tower looking thing that you just
I guess we just call it like a beer tower or whatever. Yeah, so they had that, but I'm pretty sure they also had something else too.
You don't
there's
get
no
that turn
way.
off of
Especially off of everybody drinking. It's not like you're the only one. So I'm pretty sure they had something else. But yeah, they were like lit, and there was this one girl though in particular that was just way. Like, she was just, you could tell. It's always
she was
that
the life
one.
of the party.
Yeah, you could tell she was the one because she was doing the most. And eventually they all went inside, and she even was like, I guess, meeting new people and, like, hugging them and all this stuff. I'm like, yo, you're doing too much. I was like, yo, you can tell you're not here for the game.
Yeah.
You're definitely not here for the game, because there's no way you're acting like this and have any idea as to what's going on.
What the score is, who's playing.
Like, yeah, like, there's no way. But there was one girl in their group that actually had a jersey on, so we're like,
she's probably like, can y'all chill? I'm trying to watch this game. Like,
she was a little lit too, but I'm pretty sure she was the reason why they all were there, like, in a sense. So yeah, but besides that, it was actually, like, really cool. Experience so many TVs. It was funny. I was there with my man Seth, and he was like, yo, I feel like I'm being watched. There's like so many
these screens
and
yeah.
He's like, I feel like I'm just being watched the whole time. I was like, yeah, it's kind of how it feels, really. But besides that, yeah, it was a pretty fun experience. Besides, obviously, the game, that was when it was like, all right, come on.
It was like, because for me, like, obviously I watched basketball. I watched the Sixers and all that stuff, but like, just in general, basketball, like, the first half is like, what are we here for? Like, the last quarter is when you're there to, like, pay attention.
That is true.
And,
that is true, yeah. The first and maybe even, like, second, you're really there just to kind of, like, if you're with friends, talk.
See what kind of game it's going to be. Unless somebody's, like, cooking. Like, if somebody's just hot, then it's just different.
And you just kind of see the score go up, and you're like, all right, we definitely got this in the bag. But
I'm just like, it's like second half. I'm like, let me take a shower, and I'll come back. I'll watch the end of the game because that's when shit gets intense. If it's a close game, I come back and then it's just like 40 seconds left on the clock, and be shooting free throws. I'm like, all right, cool, we tied it up, and then then that last sequence there, I'm just like,
bro, so much happened in that last sequence that just ruined it for everybody. It was just like, come on now.
Then Ben Simmons touched that out of bounds right there. I was like, fuck, it's over.
And I just don't know how he didn't get that through the way he pushed. Like, I don't know. And if he did, it looked like nobody else knew what the plan was. Mm-hmm. He went in there and everybody just kind of was watching him. And I'm like,
and then Ben's trying. He's trying to get it back up there.
Let me actually do something. And then he ends up hitting it out. You're just like,
damn. He tried to play. He's like, no, it's ours. He's like, I know it's not ours, but I'm going to keep pointing.
Yeah. Because it was just, you can't do anything at that point.
And then we still got a chance to tie it. And that last shot was kind of he tried to
Yeah, and it was basically because... Yeah, it made sense to be like, okay, let's give it to Seth, to try to make it because he was basically turning up the whole time.
Yeah, and we had all we put was 3-point shooters on the court. It was just
and it made sense to give it to him, but at the same time, it was bro, you just had to take that shot beforehand. I feel like we wasted too much time trying to make sure you can look
you get
for
an open shot or
and it was just.
And then when he took it himself, he tried to draw a foul and do too much. I'm just try to get a clean form shot and maybe it would. And it hit. I mean, it hit the back of the rim.
That joint flew back.
It wasn't like it was a terrible shot. It had no chance, but. We had that game in the first half. We were just fucking them up, and then they.
Yeah, that's what I was saying because it was. I don't remember if it was the end of the third or something like that, or maybe middle of it. I don't know where we were actually up by a good amount, and then.
I just seen a jersey. I went to see whose it was.
I'm they telling us get out. It's oh shit. Yeah, I don't know where it was. Maybe it was in the third quarter, but it was just that idea. I feel like we were up a good amount, and then out of nowhere, it just started getting bad.
They switched how they were playing, and who knows? By the time this comes out, we could either be eliminated or we could, because we play tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah. Wow, it's pretty soon. Yeah.
We play tomorrow again, and Embiid's basically playing on one leg.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was hurt yesterday. Yeah. Even them free throws, he was just
Yeah. I'm the tallest on the team. But,
But yeah, and then I don't know when the game after that is.
I don't know.
Because last night was game 4, so tomorrow we play. Hopefully we go up 3-2, and then I guess this weekend is the other game to see if either we eliminate them or we get eliminated. Who knows?
I feel like we have a good chance.
We should win this series. It's just, I guess, injuries or whatever, which always happens, and just being stupid, being the Sixers,
being a Philly team.
Yeah. Basically. In my head, if they win this year, I'll get that tattoo that I was always talking about, the Sixers one.
Oh, yeah.
If they win it all.
Yeah, if they win the whole thing, yeah.
Because right now it's looking better for them because, the Nets are hurt, which I said months ago. Somebody asked me on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/ETsVictor. Somebody asked me, because I asked, who's going to the finals. I think I made the title of my stream. And somebody's like, what do you think about the Nets? And I'm just on paper, they seem like they're unbeatable. But all of their players get hurt every year. KD got hurt in Golden State, that one that he literally played a minute of the finals and got hurt, and they ended up losing. Kyrie Irving always gets hurt in the playoffs eventually.
Yeah,
he always
see that.
Not throughout the whole thing, but at least he'll miss some time. James Harden be getting hurt too, because when he was on Houston, he would just be playing his ass off by himself, so he'd just be burnt out. And Blake Griffin has a history. Even when he was on the Clippers, every time that him and Chris Paul would get to the playoffs, he would get hurt and miss the entire playoffs. And anybody who knows basketball knows this is all true. And look what's happening right now. Kevin Durant's playing. He's playing by himself. James Harden and Kyrie Irving are both not playing tonight. And I'm pretty sure the series is either tied or they're behind. I think it's 2-2. They're in the same position as we are.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Whether or not, they can pull it off, it's just them trying to, put the team on their back. And
so if they can get past this.
Yeah. If they can it's good for them if they can get past this, but, we have to see.
Because I feel like we can beat the Bucks, and if the Nets are hurt, we could beat the Nets. But if they're healthy, by the time they get to us, we're fucked. Because that team's too stacked. We only have so much
players,
we could do.
Yeah, with the players, yeah. And with Ben Simmons not being able to
shoot past shoot past a certain space.
Simmons, shoot it. You do it.
Yeah.
It's bro, come on.
That's why they took him off the court last night for the last play.
Yeah, it's come on, bro. We just need you to shoot.
But he's made threes before. It's just, I guess.
It's just not consistent, I guess, for him. It's just, hey. It's like, come on, bro. Everybody looks up to you.
It took him like 3 seasons just to make his first one, and people have just lost their minds.
Yeah, he has the potential. It's just more, just do it, man. Just do it.
I hope they do. Because I'm serious. If they win, I'll get the tattoo. Not like right away, because I want to enjoy my summer. True, around the time of my birthday, August, September, I'll do it. And for y'all that don't know, I brought up like a while ago when we got tacos that one time. Yeah. So the Sixers logo with that snake wrapping on the Liberty Bell, I want to get the snake, just the snake, just here.
Smacked,
around my leg.
That'd be tough.
If they win, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I said, I thought it died. I also said, like, at the time of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, I said if they win, I would dye my hair green, and I didn't do it. So
he's a liar.
Because I didn't think they were gonna do it.
It's like, yeah, there's no way.
As a Philly fan, I'm like, there's no way.
There's no way.
We always lose these.
We're always terrible. I love them, but we were never.
So to make up for it, I'll do that.
Nice.
And then they're gonna win, and then I don't do it.
Right? He's gonna be like, "Oh shit, they won."
Damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
My religion don't believe in tattoos.
Right? I can't get it. Yeah. My mom said I can't get it.
Yeah, my mommy said if I get tattooed, then I'm out the house.
I'm out the house. Yeah.
But
she said I'm on punishment.
Yeah. All right. So kind of making a crazy left turn. I don't know if you saw this. I saw this. I only know about this because of another podcast that I listened to, but I didn't know that this was a thing until obviously Monday. You remember? Well, obviously you know The Office, but the girl Erin from The Office, that she came out like towards the end of the show. She was like a receptionist girl. Like she has like the other show, like Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt or something like that. Mm-hmm. Did you hear the news? This stuff that was going on with her. So apparently, she's from St. Louis, I believe. Okay. And these pictures, I guess, came out, or like she posted. I don't know. Somebody released pictures of her when she was 19, and people were basically trying to cancel her because when she was 19 in St. Louis, wherever she lived, they had it was called the Veiled Prophet Ball.
Okay. Is that like a pageant type thing?
It sounds kind of suspect, Veiled Prophet Ball. Yeah, it's like a pageant, ball, prom type of thing. It wasn't like, it was a part of like a bunch of, like a club or something. I'm about to sneeze again.
Uh-oh.
I should never mention it because now I'm not going to sneeze. It'll be back, I promise. Somebody asked me on our TikTok to make a compilation of my sneezes.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm gonna pay attention to it now and do that. Cause I don't know if I'll be able to go back and like find them all. It's impossible.
True.
So from now on, I'll pay attention to it.
Just make a snippet every time.
Just
clip it right there. Like, all right, I got it.
But so there's a Veiled Prophet Ball, and I forget her name again, and I don't have my phone, and yours is charging, so we can't really check. But she's Erin from The Office, and when she was 19, she was part of the Veiled Prophet Ball, which is basically the Veiled Prophet Ball is ran by like a bunch of like elites, like rich people, like, and they like pick who's like based off of a bunch of girls or I don't know what, pick who's like the veiled prophet for that ball, which sounds super weird. And they all wear like this white cloak, like hood, like very KKK-esque. Yeah. So all this came out and like people were trying to get at her, and she posted like on her Instagram of like, yeah, like that's me, and like at the Veiled Prophet Ball when in St. Louis, like I did like growing up in a small town in this area, I didn't realize as a kid what this really was about. And like now that I'm older, I realize it was because it has a history of like being racist and like all this other shit. So like now that I know as an adult, like I completely reject it. But at the time, like I was just in a small town. I was all like raised to believe in this way. So I didn't know it was bad. But it was just basically like a racist, like rich group of people that like picked like the best white person in the room to be the veiled prophet or something like that. Wow. Because that alone, the veiled prophet just sounds weird, like very like Conjuring or whatever else-esque, like I don't know, Hunger Games type. Because like, have you ever? It sucks because I can't pull it up as a reference, but have you ever heard of like the ranks in the KKK, like the names that they be having?
No.
Their ranks are like mad, like. How do I put this?
Racist or like?
No, they.
Like, I guess
it's gonna sound bad, but like they make it sound cool, and it's really not.
Oh.
Like there's like ranks that's like you're like the Grand Dragon and shit like that. Like I'm so serious. I wish I could like. I wish I could use my phone as a reference, and yours is charging, so it's whatever. But like there's like the Grand Master, the Grand Dragon, and like all this stuff. Like, why are they? Why?
Yeah, why are
that?
you giving them these titles that have these names like that?
It'd make more sense to just be like the general or the president or whatever, but like they chose that. It's like the Grand Wizard. It's like, what are you a wizard of?
Yeah.
You don't fuck with dragons. You're you're a racist.
Yeah, basically. What the hell? Yeah, that's weird.
So like when I knew about that, like the Grand Dragon shit, and I think here like Veiled Prophet, I'm like, yeah, this sounds mad like racist.
Basically.
So yeah, they're trying to take her down.
I mean, I hear her defense, you know, but then like when I also hear like how old she was, it makes me
too, like
it makes me a little like confused.
That's what I was thinking the same exact thing because, of course, I understand the point of like, so say we were born in like a diverse city and like around different people, so it's a little different for us, and we're of color, so it's a different perspective.
Yeah, a lot of states are also very different, and a lot of them are more secluded than others as far as like you don't get as much information coming in as far as
exactly. And I feel like for us it's hard for us to like grasp that. I didn't realize I don't realize how like much the word minority is a thing until like I hop into like the company I work at, or like when I was in classes in school and I'll see like how little of a percentage we actually are.
Oh no, yeah.
And it hits you in the face when you're in a room like that where it's just like, oh, like especially now because we're on our way to like have our degrees and stuff, so we're reaching to a point where like not a lot of people that look like us are in the same room. So it starts to become more obvious of why like people talk about inclusion so much and diversity, because it's like, yo, you don't realize how deep it is until you get into that room and you're like, yo, I'm the only person
when you're younger,
that has a slight tan here.
Yeah, because when you're younger, you feel like you're probably going to be around that a lot more. But then as you grow up and kind of get away from it, because like you said, you go either travel different places or you just work in a spot that's obviously different.
And like
you just see it,
you went to a school of mostly Hispanics, and then even our middle school was like, for the most part, like mostly Hispanics.
Which is very weird, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you went to college, which is like a kind of a switch up. Yeah. For me, it was like I went to our grade school and it was mostly Hispanics and like a mix of like black. And then I went to high school and it was a switch to just basically all white. Then I went to college and they're like, oh, this is a diverse college. And it was still very white.
Yeah.
They call themselves diverse and it was still very white. So I'm just like, what the heck?
But again, that's where you do see that whole thing, like you're saying, like, yo, how much of a small percentage, like you
diverse
think, because you hear and you think like, oh, okay, when I go to college, I'm gonna meet all these different people, and like,
which I did.
Yeah, and it's not even also different as far as just color too. It's
just
like
in general,
just in general. But you do think like that, and then like when you do kind of like step back and take a second and do like see like the color, you're just like, wow, like you do realize that it is a small percentage, you know, compared to what you probably thought. Yeah.
The reason I brought that up is because so we're used to living in that type of life where we're around a bunch of different people. We don't think a certain way. So when you imagine growing up in a situation where it's literally just your people and you're in a small town of like probably like, I mean, St. Louis is a bigger city compared to in Missouri, like in Missouri, but like if you look at like some places where it's just like some town you never heard of, population less than 1,000. All white people. Yeah. Then whatever they say, that's reality.
Yeah, whatever comes in or whatever comes out of their mouth, like from start, you're just like, okay, I guess.
And until you leave that, you don't realize how fucked up it is. And a lot of people have admitted that, like people that were like either former KKK members or people who like leave their small towns and come to Philly or any other big city, they're really like, yo, like they're kind of fucked up. And some people are so ingrained that they don't break out of it at all.
Yeah, and that's what you call racist.
Yeah, so I hear her point of view, like being like, oh, I was young or whatever, and they trained me to be this way, or they brainwashed me to be a certain way. But we're 22.
Exactly. So
I remember being 19.
Yeah.
I was a freshman in college. I wasn't out here like being racist or doing anything stupid. Like
and my thing is, maybe it's just because like, again, her at that age, like maybe it really was just really grained into her, like just to be like the way they were. And if that's the case, then like I said, it was probably just really just put on to like on top of her head, like that's how like they wanted her to think. But I mean, as far as like school and stuff like that, like that's where it kind of just gets me, like, you know, she's 19, like shouldn't she like probably going to college. And
Yeah.
maybe like, you know.
Well, she ended up being an actress or whatever.
Well,
but,
yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, still. Yeah, I don't know. So.
And it was the year was also 1998, but like still like racism. It's not cool anytime.
Yeah. Oh,
and also like at 19, even though like our time is like very PC, way before that, let's be honest, so like pre 2010, or even a little bit less than that, I would say like pre like 2005, or like just pre 2010, let's just say as a number. There was a time where people were saying the R word and the F word and the N word freely, and some people weren't getting repercussions for it. Some people shouldn't have been saying it at all. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, 99% of you, even people who like claim to be a part of cancel culture and shit like that, have said some of those words or said things that are deemed offensive now. Period. But me at 19, I had blocked off any certain, even probably since I was maybe like 12, like 13, before 13. I was not saying any of those words anymore. Like a lot of we knew like, oh, the R word's offensive and the F word is not really like a thing, and like we knew better at a younger age.
Yeah.
So to her to be like, oh, I was 19 and young, like yeah, like that's 19 ain't that young.
Yeah, it's pretty old enough to know what you're doing, know what you're saying, you know what you're getting into. Like you can think for yourself, basically.
Absolutely.
So it's like, I don't know, what were you actually really thinking? You know, at that point in time, you know. Yeah, saying that you're 19 didn't really help, but...
In 98, racism wasn't cool back then either.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess 19 back then was a lot younger, mentally.
Mentally,
but I don't know.
Mm.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it more the fact of just, again, like... It really just goes back to, like, how they were, like, kind of, I guess, quote-unquote, like, brainwashing, I guess, in the community, I guess, like we were saying, so...
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying she's like currently racist now. Like she could have obviously like moved away from that and learned and you know, became more educated and shit.
Yeah.
But at that time it's a bad look.
And I mean, I give her credit too for also, I guess, like admitting and coming out to it, because she could have tried to lie about it and then it could have came out and then it could have been like, why did you lie about it and all
then
she'd
stuff. Be fucked.
Yeah, because it's
so I think she knew better than to try that.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll give her that at least, but 19 is not that not that young to be thinking you didn't know what you were doing. So who knows? Hopefully
who's the judge?
She's
you know?
better. Hopefully she's better and not, you know, still thinking in those ways. Hopefully.
I don't know, man. I'm just gonna sip my water to that and move on. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you a question. Again, this is completely switching up. Do you ever have these type of thoughts? I know everybody has like you heard of the term like intrusive thoughts, like where it's just like, oh, like if I'm holding a baby, it's like, what if I just like throw this baby?
We had this conversation.
Yeah. So we've like talked about that before, but I don't know if I've ever asked this before. Have you ever like thought about, like, say you meet somebody new, right, and you don't know anything about them, and say if you like remember you were working at Best Buy or whatever before. And you like just work your regular job, you have conversations, and you help them, they walk off, you go about their day. You ever think about like what the fuck? Like you don't know who you're talking to. You have no idea. I was thinking about this earlier. Like I could be like, oh, like, how are you doing? Oh, that person was so nice. All we know, they could have somebody in the back of their trunk right now.
True, and I just helped them out.
you have no clue whatsoever. I don't know. Is this fucked up? I mean, people have fucked up thoughts. People have way more fucked up thoughts than I would be thinking of. But like in my head, I would say if I'm like, sometimes I do this by myself. Say if I'm running errands by myself, and I'm like at Target, grab what I want, and I leave, and I'm walking out, and I see all those cars out there. I'm like, yo, there could be like a dead body in any of these cars, and I'll never know. Have you ever had any of these thoughts like this before?
That one, not particularly. No, that one, no.
But like, if you think like, yo, like you could.
No, I do think of that sometimes. Like like we were saying, how you gave the reference of like me working at a job and just thinking like, oh, like maybe this person like could be like a whole serial killer.
They could have a whole body under their belt, like, and they should be buried somewhere. They did it like 5 years ago, and they just running free. And
they're just kind of chilling out here talking to me. I could be their next victim.
Yeah, like just because if I don't say like have a good nice day or something, they just wait for me when I clock out.
Oh, really? Why did you say it like that?
You said it to the person in front of me. Why didn't you say it to me?
But not me.
Huh?
Okay.
What? Excuse me. What time do you guys close?
Okay.
All right, perfect. I can wait.
Okay.
No, I'm fine. I don't need a bag. I don't need the receipt either.
No, don't say bye to me now. Don't worry, I'll just wait. You know, I saw that the store closes at 9. I'll be here.
You probably need time to close, right? 10 o'clock? Okay, I'll be here.
Okay. I'll be right by your car. Okay.
Toyota, right? Okay. But yeah, like my head be going through that all the time. Or like somebody could have, like before they came to, they could have just got done like killing somebody or robbing somebody, anything.
Doing anything, crazy type shit. And you're just like, wow. It's pretty crazy. I had some of those thoughts before though. Whether if it's like that or you're just like out and about, just walking, like either walking outside or something like that, you know, and you're just like, man, who knows where this person's been at or what they've done. And I also think sometimes, what do they think that of me?
True.
like, man, what did they think I did something? Maybe it's because like I might have like came or like the way I'm dressed or something like that. Or who knows? And you're just probably like, yo, this person probably like.
True, because you don't know how people like view you. Like
exactly.
To you, you're like you're a nice guy. You're like, polite. You're respectful.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
they're probably like, yo, that's a fucking dick.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
Look at him. Look how he's walking. Why? He ordered that to eat. Oh my god. I was like, whoa.
And like also like in the terms of like fetishes and shit like that, like so there's this like podcast out there. It's called Other People's Lives, and they interview people with like either like crazy experience, like just stories that like you wouldn't normally hear. So it'd be like people who like survived 9/11, or like people who survived a murder or like a robbery, or just like people with like crazy fetishes or just like weird jobs. Like they interview people like that all the time. And some of them a lot of times like, oh, like I have like a poop fetish. Or like they like to like, they have like a baby fetish where they like wear an adult diaper and like shit themselves. And like that turns them on. And there was somebody who like went on that show that like they had a fart fetish. So they liked when people farted in their face. And he said that like that fetish started from like when he was younger with his older brother. Like they would fight and shit. And like he would like fart in his face as like since they're fighting to like fuck with him, he would fart in his face. And ever since then he has a fart fetish. So now when he's with women, he's completely straight that they would fart in his face. Now, you could talk to somebody like that, you never know that that's what they're into.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you be shaking their hands, probably give them a little dap. They probably serving your food at McDonald's.
True. Hey, what's up, man?
You don't never know, like, and it's always the least suspecting person. It could be like the buffest dude with a beard, all hairy and shit. He works at McDonald's and he goes home and dresses up like a maid because that turns him on.
That is true. Yeah.
This is the shit I be thinking about when I be talking to people.
All the time?
More often than you think.
All the time. Victor's just on like 90%. That's just all it's going to his head.
Like, no, but like, in all seriousness, the parking lot one I think about all the time.
I don't really think of that one. I just think of like, based off of what I see people do when I'm just like around, like, maybe like in here or just like anywhere. And if they do something particular or something like that, I'm just thinking like, man, like, I wonder how they just live their life at home. Because I was at the gym like maybe 3 weeks ago or something like that. And I was there like, you know, at night basically. And there was a guy who I'm trying to remember what exactly it was that he was using the machine really, but it was really just kind of like the thing where you just kind of pull yourself up. You can like basically to work your abs, just lift your legs up and just hold yourself up and do that. But he was going way extreme past that. My man was lifting his leg like all the way up to the ceiling, basically. My man was holding himself up, putting his legs like basically turning his whole body, lifting like all the legs back, like constantly doing it. And he was doing like at least like 30 of them, bro. Like my man's was like freaking Latin America. Like,
Latin America.
Because like, yo,
not Captain America. Latin America.
He was going in, and I was just like, yo, like, I want to get my core and upper body jump to that level, because he was just holding it just like with no problem.
It's like, sir, what are you training for?
Like, man, I don't know. And like seeing that, it made me think like, bro, like, how does he be at home? Like, does he have his own home setup? Like, what does he do? He's probably one of those guys that like, you know, try to like participate for like, you know, American Ninja Warrior with their whole setup in the back. Like, has his whole shit.
Like, I'm training to fight Thanos.
It's like, bro,
he just like has these wood planks in his backyard.
It's like, bro, he's not real. Yes, he is.
Imagine being the neighbor to one of those people that like.
Can you shut up? Like, all that stepping on that wood is annoying.
Like, people be building that shit. Like, you ever like when you watch the previews, like, oh, like how I trained. They're like, oh, I built my home gym. It's like this wall with pegs and shit, and they just built that all in their backyard. Like, their kids probably like, yo, can I play back here? Like,
facts. I don't even have a backyard now because of you. I can't even play with my friends. This has been every day for the past 2 weeks. I can't do this shit.
He's not even listed on the show yet. He's just doing this shit on his own.
I haven't even seen him actually try to go on the show. It's just he's doing this for no reason. Yeah. So I saw that the other time, and I'm just thinking, that's what I was thinking. I'm just like, yo, like,
what are you training for?
What are you coming in here for doing this? Because like he was like pretty lean and like fit, like, you know. So I'm just like, you know, to do that type of extreme type of workout, I'm like, you obviously like are trying to keep fit for something, because like that was like.
Well, some people just do it just to feel fit, or just to, or for de-stress.
The way I was seeing that, I was like, man, you got something else going on.
Because even the most like fit people in the world, they still do it every day to keep maintain that.
Just look at The Rock.
Yeah.
That guy.
If it was fucked up too, is just like, I keep saying fuck. I was watching the previews earlier that I posted from today's. I was like, yo, I keep cursing, man. It's not attractive.
It's a normal thing.
But if you think about it, like, say for somebody who doesn't work out, right? Like if they're like a little chubby and then they start to work out, the difference is like instant.
Oh yeah.
And then somebody for like The Rock, say he works out like every day, probably twice a day for like hours. If he were to stop for like a week, his body would just like look like shit instantly too. And that took so long for him to build up to that, to be at that level.
True. You look
the fact that you could just get, like, if he were like for a week, just like, yo, fuck it, I'm eating McDonald's and ice cream.
Oh yeah, especially if you did that too. Yeah, eat whatever you wanted and just kind of just threw off your diet and all that type of stuff. Yeah, you look like shit after a week, because your body would be like, all right, what are we doing? It's like, it's a crazy switch up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What are you guys thinking of when you look at people?
Facts. Let us know in the comments below. All you new folk that's watching, what y'all think? That ass.
What do you think of us? What do you think of us?
I know. What do we look like? Do we look like what we sound like? Do we look like how we act?
Right now, we look like we probably like. Oh, this is just like based off of what we're wearing too. We look like we're in a buddy film, cop movie.
We went to Miami.
Yeah, this is basically what we look like right now.
What do our names look like?
Exactly.
For y'all that don't know what our names are.
You look like an Enrique.
Damn, that's fucked up. We know something. We know an Enrique.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
We're saying we look alike, son.
Hey, I have short hair, you know. Well, he has a little bit more hair now on top.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
Let us know. What does he look like?
What do I look like? Yeah, because it's always interesting to hear what people say what I look like. Because people sometimes say I don't look like a Mark, which I guess that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I guess.
I feel like my mind is tainted. Like you're just Mark, so I can't see anything past other than that.
Damn. Yeah, I really don't know what I would look like. Do I look like a Josh?
Nah, you're not a Josh. My name was almost Joshua. I think. Yeah.
Do I look like a... Crap, that's all that came to me. Josh. Wow. Josh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see Anthony, and that's your middle name.
Yeah, I got that sometimes too. So yeah, it makes sense. Okay, Anthony. I'll stick with Anthony.
Yeah.
I'll stick with Anthony. Ant. Yo, Ant. That'd be for short. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I was in the movie, what would somebody call me? Like, would they really call me like Anthony?
I don't think it would be your name though. I think you would have like a
true
code name. It's like Skittles. It wouldn't be Skittles, but like that's the first thing that popped in my head. Like, you know how they have like a random name that doesn't.
Usually they use the last name all the time, you know.
Yeah, and yours too long for that.
But I feel like in the movie though, my last name would probably be like Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like your current last name is like too long to be just going off of that. Like that's like, it's a little tiring to keep saying that name.
Hey, I didn't choose that. All right, it just came with me. All right. Oh man, but yeah, I feel like Rodriguez would be the type of my last name. We got Agent Rodriguez coming in.
Yeah, that's usually how they go. They never pick anything like outside of that.
True.
It's like
it's
Ortiz,
it's always
Rodriguez, Sanchez.
That's a common one you always hear.
There's not any other names out there. Cruz, some Cruzes out there.
Cruz, yeah. Cruz is definitely one.
Detective Cruz. Yeah.
On the job.
Don't forget it.
Don't you forget it.
Yeah, we just need like the sunglasses.
True. The
expensive
aviators.
car.
The classic expensive cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we need. Yep. We need to have one of those scenes where I just slide over the hood.
Yes. I feel like we'd be the detectives that like just started and don't know shit. So and then we have to like, it'd be like ride along. We have to hang around like the ones that actually know what they're doing.
True.
Hang around Ice Cube and Kevin Hart.
Or it'll be like the other guys.
Yeah. I can see that too. They hire us to go into like a college.
Or that too, yeah.
Like fucking 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, that probably the first job we get until we can actually move up. They're like, look, just take this easy, you know, college or high school case. You know, just take this.
Then there's that scene where we both have to shave and we both hate it.
Yeah.
not doing that. So wear a bald cap for your face. So, no.
Basically. Hopefully they can make it look good on me.
Yeah. But, I'm getting kind of hungry, Mark. So where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at ATCMarkyMark, Twitter at MarkyMark, Twitch at MCMarkyMark. Victor, where can they find you? Everything as far as etc.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at
I'm at that local Taco Bell.
At ETC Victor on all platforms, etc. Stuff is at real etc. And the email is real.etc@gmail.com. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, all that. You can find us anywhere where you want to listen or see us. We're there. Anything you want to say, Mark, before we get out of here?
Did you know that was that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm starting to remember.
You're getting good at this. You're getting good at this.
Greatest.
Have a good night or something.
There you go.
No, I did want to say one last thing. I know my mom had mentioned it, and it was just a little shout out to. We'll have it also in the description below, hopefully. And it's just, how do I put this? My uncle has a food place called Freshworks down in South Philly. Just wanted to shout them out, just to get them known. So yeah, I'll have all the description basically about it down in the link below. It's a black-owned business, so just to get the word out and just get you people there. I know I've seen maybe like 1 or 2 people actually post about it and whatnot, and I thought it was pretty cool to see that they're kind of like getting out there to actually just have people get them recognized. So it's pretty cool. They have like a little short video too and some interviews about them. So make sure to go check them out. And yeah, just let us know what y'all think about them. I like them, so help them out. Yeah. So that's all I really want to say for the last little bit.
All right. We'll send them the bill in the mail for the ad. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.